Welcome back to EduSkills. Happy morning. And our mission is to make you fall in love with OET. If you're watching this on YouTube, kindly consider subscribing the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like our work. Please share the video to your contacts so that we reach out to maximum number of OET aspirants who are struggling to crack OET, especially those who are financially struggling to crack OET. And today, in a bird's eye view into subtests. How does it work and what are the skills required? I'll tell you what are the skills being assessed and what are they looking for. Then what are the skills required in each subtest? Under the subtest in each part, what are the skills being assessed? EduSkills, learning made easy. OET has 4 subtests: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. And today, order of the test, how does it appear in the examination? Definitely you have first you have listening, then you have reading, then you have writing, and ends with the speaking. For a general idea. Now, first one is reading. So in reading, you have 3 parts, 42 questions, 60 minutes. And topics are generic healthcare topics. You don't have any other topics than healthcare topics, so they are not very challenging. Reading, you have 3 parts, Part A, Part B, and Part C. Part A, 4 texts. You have text A, text B, text C, and text D. And these are simple things. That's why I'm not taking too long on that to explain. Now, Part A, what is the nature? It is an expeditious reading task. Means you have to read fast and collect the information required immediately, as soon as possible or as quick as possible. 20 questions, 15 minutes. What are the skills assessed? Ability to skim and scan quickly across different texts on a given topic. Being beginners, you should be very thorough. What do you mean by skimming and what do you understand by scanning? Normally, there are a lot of wrong teachings on this. Skim and scan is not one particular skill. Skimming is entirely different from scanning. Skimming in itself, the word itself says you jump. Okay, jump from important information to, for example, you go to the title, subtitle, then I'll teach you the strategies. You will jump into the strategies like percentage or the numerics or any organ, name of any organ. Such strategies we'll be teaching. You'll be just jumping from important aspect to another important aspect. Whereas scanning, as you know, in medical terms itself, scanning means looking for minute details, going deep into the text or audio. So skim and scan is not a single ability or skill. These are entirely different skills. Normally, they say skim and scan, they use as a common phrase, but it's not true. Skimming is entirely different skill and scanning is entirely different skill. So these are the skills assessed, and ability to locate specific information from 4 short texts in a quick and efficient manner. Quick and efficiency. Quickness and efficiency is the keywords here. Locate specific information, what's being asked. Maybe they are asking for a particular number, particular percentage, or a particular organ, or a name of a test, whatever. So that has to be located immediately. And ability to understand the conventions of different medical text types. So I'll be teaching you what are the different text types used in each Part A segment, and they have their own conventions. Once you know those details, it's very easy to locate the answer, which will be explained later. And the last one is ability to understand the presentation of numerical and textual information. That's why I said text, percentage, number, all these things will be presented to assess your ability to understand the presentation of numerical and textual information. So these are simple things. These will be explained repeatedly when we go through the practice and the explanations of this Part A. And Part A, the nature is this, that will have one health topic. All the 4 texts will be based on one single health topics. So the 4 texts are interrelated because they are based on one health topic. For example, if the topic is diabetes, all the 4 texts will be concerned or related to diabetes. Maybe the first text may describe or define the diabetes, the condition. The second may speak about the diagnosis or other assessment criteria. Third text may speak about the medication. Fourth may speak about management. So they are interrelated. There is a sequence which you have to understand, which you can definitely find in all my previous sessions uploaded, especially one with more than 1 lakh views. You can see there the primary thing, what we took in the initial stages. 20 questions, 20 marks, yes. Time 15 minutes maximum. What are the type of questions? Matching, sentence completion, that is filling the gaps, and short answer questions, answering a word or a phrase are the types of questions being asked in this particular part. That is part A of reading. Part B, what are the skills assessed? Ability to identify the detail, gist, or main point. So in the part B reading, the skills are entirely different, the skills assessed. So you should be very thorough. We'll be explaining with examples, taking examples from our own material, these skills. So here they are assessing whether you have the ability to identify the detail, means the minute details, and gist or main point, gist or the main ideas, like that will be in the topic sentence, as you say. So these are the things being assessed. The other one is ability to identify specific ideas at sentence level. In each sentence, there are different ideas given. So for example, as we say, after the contrast word, another idea is given. Maybe the previous idea in the previous sentence of the contrast word is entirely different from the opposite than the other idea. So ability to identify specific ideas at sentence level. And now don't worry, you don't know those skills. I'll be explaining in detail, but generally giving you an idea, because when we go step by step, you'll understand. We will be explaining each of these things in our upcoming sessions. And part B nature, 6 questions, 6 marks, 6 short texts from different healthcare workplace. All will be from healthcare workplace. Normally one text will have 100 to 150 words each. And what are these nature of these texts, 6 texts? They will be policy document, hospital guidelines, manuals or internal communications such as emails and memos. That's what I said. You should know the conventions and nature of these particular policy documents or hospital guidelines and manuals or emails, memos. What are they? How are they structured? All those details, if you are familiar, it's very easy to locate the answer. So 6 multiple choice questions with 3 options. Time 12 minutes maximum. We say 10 minutes. You should definitely crack it with 10 minutes. Method is question, read the question statement, read the answer statements, then go to the text. And that is normally done for all the competitive examinations. When you have MCQs, if you have 3 options, then you have question first, answer options next, then text. If you have 4 options, it will be question, text, then answer. This all will be in the initial stages of training. Later, I will tell you, even without reading the text, find out more than 50% of the answer. Now, part C, what are the skills assessed? Ability to identify detailed meaning and opinion. Your ability to understand or identify detailed meaning and opinion of the author. So also ability to understand the explicit or implied meaning. As we say, infer. The questions using what do you infer from this particular text? Or we will also learn about deduction, induction, and the inference, all those things. So that will be the ability, a skill being assessed, explicit or implied meaning. That will not be directly given, but it will be implied in the text. The attitude or opinion presented in a longer text. The whole paragraph or the text will give you an idea of the opinion or the attitude of the author. You should be able to identify those opinions. And part C nature, 2 different texts, long text, no thematic link between 2 texts. These 2 texts will be entirely independent, and 8 questions into 2 texts, that is total 16 questions, which will carry 16 marks. And MCQs with 4 options. 16 questions are MCQs, 16 MCQs with 4 options, time 35 minutes maximum. Method QTA, as I explained, question, text, then answer options. That I'll be explaining later why. And reading, please note 42 questions, 42 marks. 2, in part A, you should write your answers clearly in the spaces given in the question booklet. If you write somewhere else, that will not be considered. In part B and part C, you must shade the circle next to the appropriate answer. There will be a circle, you have to shade the circle. Part A materials will be collected from you after 15 minutes. Immediately after 15 minutes, the part A booklets will be collected, so you cannot make any alterations later. You have to complete it within first 15 minutes. And part A, you must use exactly the same form of the word or short phrase as given in the 4 texts. You cannot use synonym or any other word, or you can't change the form of the word. Copy and paste, we say, just copy and paste. Again, 6, abbreviations are not accepted unless they appear in the text. In part A, if the full form is given in the text, you cannot write abbreviations. If they are given in the text part reading, you can use the abbreviations. Otherwise, if you use abbreviations, you will be penalized. You may not get a score for that. 7, responses that are not spelled correctly will not receive any marks. If your answers are not spelled correctly, that's why I said copy and paste, no change, not even a spelling change is allowed. So responses that your answers that are not spelled correctly will not receive any marks. And 8, grade B, a scale score of 350 will typically have a score of at least 30 marks. But with EduSkills, we don't train people who want to score grade B, but we train only people those who are interested to score grade A. I'll tell you the reasons later. And this is what we said, we focus only on 450, not below. And if you are focusing on, or if you are bothered about just B grade, maybe this is not your platform, you can definitely contact someone else for the training. Okay, that I'll explain why it is so.